Eaglehawk, and I am coming from my bossy Laura to talk about my podcast that's going to be coming up soon called Unsilenced. It has been quite a journey to get things set up. And I had already set up a Redefining Us podcast. I've been filming, have three podcasts so far, just need to go through the editing, get that complete. And the space that I have to start with on Unsilenced is going to be the first episode, will be me speaking on how to truly and introspective listen with an open heart and an open mind so that the people who are telling their stories feel safe. Even in the shifting of energy when things are virtually being done, um, when you have come from a background where you lived in, I lived, I always say you, in fight or flight, there was a tendency to read the energy in the room, feel the energy in the room, because that was what would keep you safe. And so any kind of shifting, depending, even if it was making someone uncomfortable, would be a shifting that could make you unsafe. And so learning how to come from an observer's perspective where you are seeing without eyes and hearing without your ears is something that I would love to teach on the first episode. The second episode, I am inviting a friend of mine who is a longtime colleague and business partner. We owned a company called Kairos Recovery together, where we worked with those that lived with mental illness and addiction, and those who were incarcerated to reenter society. And so we did a lot of work with them for years. We just closed our doors this last December, 2025, as the funding had been moved. But we were contracted with the state of Texas so that we could provide jobs and job skills training, supportive employment, peer supports services for those that live with disabilities and mental illness and addiction issues and CPTSD. And we had trauma support therapists and all these things that are available for people who live with very intense energies that we have been navigating and learning how to redirect and reframe our brain so that we can learn how to experience and deal with these energies when in the past they could put us in a place that was very unsafe. And so, learning how to experience, how to listen, and hold space for those that are telling their stories. Also, to let you know that when they are sharing, I'm going to be there specifically holding space and letting them share the way they feel comfortable. But also, if they need to pause and take a moment, I will let them know too, because I'm going to be really focusing in on how their energies are shifting. When I'm telling my story specifically, I'm going to be telling it from where I'm at now, which is where I've done a lot of shadow work. I've gone in and done a lot of inner healing, inner child healing. You know, I had been institutionalized and in and out of treatment centers and hospitals and high psych units. That's why I was really good at training those who had gone through these kinds of things, because I'd gone through it myself and had found a way out. But I still did not know a lot. And I have now gone through a lot of deep, dark inner work and have been able to restructure and reframe my mindset so that I can tell my story from a standpoint now. Before, I had a hard time sharing my story because it would re traumatize myself. And it actually would, as I was being traumatized again by trying to share my story, other people in the room were being traumatized as well, because I would start breathing really hard. My whole body would start reacting the way it did, if as if, because your body does not understand when your mind is going somewhere that it's actually not happening again. And so being able to share my story from the way of the feelings without having to go into detail about what happened and how many different instances and how many things happened throughout my life. Because I've lived over 5 decades now. And so there's been a lot of experiences that I've been through, and learning how to navigate those emotions and feelings with and letting go of the stories that kept me trapped in a trauma loop. And so I want to let everyone know that's not what these are going to be sharing. They're going to be going and sharing their stories, and I will be sharing my story, but it's not, it's so that you can be heard specifically and held specifically in a way where you can finally feel like you weren't going through it alone. And that way you can let it go, because they have a lot of times when you feel like everything is alone, no one hears you, nobody sees you, nobody's holding you can hold on to it for the longest time. And when you finally release it, it's like all of this energy is lifted off. I cannot tell you how many hundreds of thousands of pounds I felt I was carrying in and on my body because of the things that I did not know how to let go of. And it was all about what I did not know. And you do not know until you know, you know? And so being able to teach from a perspective of experience is incredible, because I was trying to be taught and trying to learn from those who were learning from books. And when you're learning from books, you simply just do not understand the way that a person who is living with hardcore trauma, how their mind is actually working. You can understand from a scientific mindset and an observer, but not from an experienced person that have gone through that. And so, yes, it has been something I've been working on and training myself for a very, very long time. And just now, in these last few years, have I been now getting up to the moment of actually sharing from what I know now that I've gone through all of this work. And I am grateful for the opportunity to bring that to you in this space and in this time where so many need to hear and understand and be able to say, oh, okay, so I am not the only person who felt like this. And hopefully it can bring a lot of comfort knowing that you're not alone, and a lot of healing into your space and place, and a lot of coping tools, because that is also what this will be about. How people, what they moved through, what they lived through, how they coped with it, how they redirected those energies into positive things, how they redirected those energies into negative things too, because there was a time that I was constantly doing things that was reaping major consequences, not only for myself but for my family members, from numbing. But I'm not going to go into all of that now. I just wanted to let you know that this is something that will be coming on, and I will be sharing openly about. And I am nervous excited. I'm going to use that language instead of attaching that I'm really scared, because I'm not. I'm really nervous excited about it. So I am looking forward to seeing and hearing and being available to any questions that y'all may have. If you want to reach out to me, please comment. And the first airing of Unsilenced, besides this, is not the airing of Unsilenced, will be in the next couple of weeks, if not sooner. But I will update you on how that is going. So I hope you have an amazing night, and please get some rest. And always remember to take care of yourself. And I will talk to you soon. Bye. And I don't know how to turn this off. So we'll figure this out too. Mm. Hi, David Johnson. Did I say it right? I didn't know I had a chat thing on. Okay, we're gonna learn all this stuff. Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is my first add a question and answer sticker. Try it. Okay. Okay, y'all. You can tell I need glasses because I'm gonna be squeezing my head like this. Hmm. A song that always makes you want to dance. Hmm. I will put that on there. Wait, did I put it on there? Okay, I can't even see what that says. That's so sad. I don't know how to put that on there. Okay, start the question and answer. Oh, okay. So you guys can answer that. Is there a song that always makes you want to dance? Dancing is my love. It's my passion. Music is my passion and dancing. And that is how I have coped with a lot of things, moving my body and to the music. I don't know if I put this on there, y'all. So, and I'm really not sure how I end this live. And I'm going to try and figure that out because I need to figure this out before I do this again. Yoo-hoo-hoo. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, how do we do this? Y'all, seriously, how do I do this? Okay, there we go. I think that's what we do.